What up, world? Just gonna wait for people to join. We are back at it here in Melbourne City, doing our thing on Burke Street Mall. Here in Melbourne, Australia. And it's good to be back. It's a bit rainy today, but we've got some good cover. And I must say that today's outreach has been on fire. Hello, Samantha. Morning, Dan. I've had at least 5 people that have committed to being vegan as of today. Thanks, Barbara. Thanks for the support. What up, Chris? So, 5 people for myself that have committed to go vegan as of today. Very powerful conversations. Not only that, but I've also implored them to become active, to speak up for this. Celine, why is there no mask? Because we're not required to here in Melbourne, Australia, here in Victoria. Here in Australia in general, we don't have the same restrictions anymore. So that's why we're not wearing a mask anymore. There are almost no COVID cases anymore here. Hello everybody. Look, I'm bringing you guys into what we're doing. We are here showing the public what is going on to non-human animals. As you guys know, we do this every week in Melbourne. Over here you see a conversation happening. Over there you see a conversation happening. Over here you see a conversation happening right next to the cube. And over here you see a conversation happening. But all day today we have had a large number of conversations that have been happening. Only now is it starting to slow down, which is why I'm going live to show you guys what we're doing. It's been tremendous how many people have stopped and spoken to us about this issue. Of course, a large number of those people are ignorant and love their ignorance and want to continue to be hypocrites because they start off saying that they are against animal abuse, but of course, by the end of those interactions, they are okay with their hypocrisy and okay with saying they are against animal abuse, but in their actions, in fact, being responsible for the worst kind of animal abuse on earth. And so what is there to take away from this? What I'm saying is that this is a numbers game. You have to keep going because you will find people that are worthy of being spoken to, that will be open and willing to act and change and address their hypocrisy, address the fact that they are not in alignment with the beliefs that they say they have. So you have to keep going. Perseverance is the name of the game here when addressing non-vegans and the injustice that they're responsible for. And this is not only an injustice, but the largest injustice on earth. When you think about it objectively, from the victim's point of view, there is more bloodshed that is involved in this injustice than any injustice that has ever occurred on earth. So when you look at the numbers, you've got 3 trillion animals every year that are subjected to enslavement, torture, and murder. Every year. That is more bloodshed in one day alone than in all of the wars that have ever carried out. Let me say that again. That is more bloodshed that has ever occurred. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this bystander who's over here, who's causing a bit of problem, and so we're standing between him and the Cuba. Okay, but I think he's a drunkard. But let me get back to what I was saying. There is more bloodshed involved in this injustice in just one day than in all of the wars that have ever been carried out throughout human history combined. If you can wrap your head around that, then you'll understand that there is no greater injustice on earth. When you look at this from the victim's point of view, which is how all injustice should be analyzed. But nobody seems to want to do that when it comes to non-human animals. That is due to human supremacism, which is the most egregious, the most insane version of discrimination on earth. while I'm going live here, I'm just keeping an eye on this individual. He's holding a bottle of wine. Asal is standing between him and the cubers, and I'm just trying to make sure that he doesn't do anything that's crazy. If anybody does put their hands on anyone at this cube, we have the right to defend ourselves, and we will. He's got a skateboard, waving it around. Oh, you're right. And if he was to do anything whatsoever, then we will defend ourselves. We've already informed all of the cubers and all of the volunteers here today being active with us to defend themselves if they're in the cube, but we always ensure that we'll rush over and have their backs regardless of what happens. Christine, you want to join? Go over to our website, cubeoftruth.com. You can find your local chapter, and if there isn't one near you, you can apply to become an organizer and operate cubes in your city. Looking forward to participating in AV5 in another week. It's next week, Chris, actually. We're 1 week away. In fact, Friday is the 16th of April, which is 6 days away exactly. And that is going to be the first day of the 3 days we are I was going to say celebrating, but it's not a celebration. We're commemorating our 5-year anniversary. So looking forward to being active along with you on this side of the rock. Much love from the UK. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Julie, for the support. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you for the support, guys. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Louisa. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Rajesh. We really appreciate the support. Powerful outreach. Thank you, Barbara. Hey, great work. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Fernando. Guys, I can't thank you all enough. We really appreciate the support for what we do here on the ground. We do this in 600 cities around the world, and our network is based on holding Sometimes I get caught up in seeing what is happening around me while I go live at these cubes. I'm also an organizer here as much as I am doing outreach and you know, participating as a volunteer. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm going live right now because we are slowing down and I have the opportunity to do that. But our network is based on holding non-vegans accountable and essentially holding up a mirror because, again, non-vegans say they are against animal abuse and yet they are responsible for this. If you are not vegan and you're watching this, I'd like you to explain how it's possible to be against animal abuse while eating meat, dairy, and eggs. Okay, guys, so we've still got outreach happening. This guy over here is being outreached. And this playlist, I just want to say, if anybody's interested in the official Cube of Truth playlist that we are playing in from the middle of the cube there, you can find it on Spotify. It's the Anonymous for the Voiceless main playlist. If you look that up, it should come up and you can bump that if you want to. You can use it for other animal rights actions if you don't want to do Cubes of Truth. But the songs that we have on that playlist really capture the vibe, the mood for addressing this particular injustice. We've spent years cultivating that playlist, so check it out if you want to. So this is gas chambers, what we're showing right now, gas chambers. What does that remind you of? And this is nothing less than a Holocaust. I've been using that term a lot today, and every bystander has gotten exactly what I've been saying. Nobody has objected to that use of the word because it's pretty obvious that this is an injustice of that magnitude. This is nothing less than a Holocaust, right? These individuals just came out of a gas chamber, being gassed to death, being burned from the inside out with toxic gases. Okay, so guys, again, we're standing strong here in Melbourne City with an 8-person cube. We've got an incredible team here in Melbourne that come here week in, week out to get this job done. Shout out to everybody out there that's doing cubes this weekend. And also a big shout out to everybody who has events scheduled in their cities for AV5 next weekend. With that, I'm going to kill the stream. Thank you for everybody supporting AV. Much power.